are you guys ready to sing a little bit? Let's rock and roll with Away in the Manger. If you want to stand and sway, you can stand and sway. Standing and sway.
Okay. Don't ever do
that. It's Away in the Manger. You ready? Yeah, we're in the mood. Let's get our groove on. Here we go. Away in the manger, no crib for a bed. The little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the sky looked down where he lay. Little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. Little tiny baby in the manger. Little tiny baby in a manger. Little tiny baby in a manger. Yeah. The cattle are lowing. The baby awakes. But little Lord Jesus, no crying he makes. I love you, Lord Jesus. Look down from the sky and lay by my cradle till morning is nigh. Little tiny baby in a manger. Little tiny baby in a manger. Little tiny baby in a manger. Whoa, back to the first one. Away in the manger, no crib for a bed. The little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the sky looked down where he lay. Little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. Come on, little tiny baby in a manger. 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 Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay, blues lick. Whoa. Yeah. Okay, I heard some. Yes. Good morning, people.
Merry Christmas.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome to our Unity of Walnut Creek service. My name is Susan.
And hi, Susan. Hi, Susan. Hi. Hi.
And I'm Bob Hardy. Welcome to Walnut Creek service on this beautiful day. And that was really fun opening, wasn't it? A great opening? Wasn't that fun? Thank you. Please join us to looking at the camera and waving to the folks at home. Your presence adds to our spiritual community. Thank you for joining us this morning.
And please join me in welcoming our guest musicians, our good friends, Narayan and Janet. You always bring joy to our services, so we thank you for sharing your gifts with us.
Reverend Kristin will deliver today's message. Today's message is the third in our Advent series and is titled Love Like an Ocean.
Yeah. Wow. Before we begin, everyone please turn your phones to silent so that we can enjoy our sacred service together.
And as we're fiddling with our phones, let's take a moment to be grateful for the land that our center rests upon. This is Bay Miwok, Ohlone, and Yukat's land.
We honor its ancestry, and we are grateful to those who came before us. We commit to taking care of these sacred native grounds and Mother Earth.
Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. Our vision for the world is that we envision a spiritually awakened world where all life thrives in conscious oneness.
And our mission is who we have come here to be. Let's say this together. We are a loving, inclusive community, expanding and living our divinity in sacred service for all. And our core values are love, connection, service, and wisdom.
And if you're with us for the first time, welcome. If you feel comfortable to raise your hand so we may acknowledge you, would be really terrific. We have a first-timer here in the front. Very nice.
Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for being here. Please visit our bookstore across the patio after our service to receive a welcome packet and a gift. And if you need help in receiving these, please ask an usher, or of course you can ask Carl if you like.
Connection cards are available in the newcomer welcome packets and in the seat pockets in front of you. These are for everyone. With this card, you may submit a prayer request, and our prayer team will pray with you throughout the week.
You may also share feedback or request information. Please place your card in the offering basket when it comes around. For those of you viewing online, connection cards are available on the Watch Live page of our website.
And please consider comfort level if you're before hugging one another at the before and after services. We welcome you to socialize on the patio or visit our bookstore.
And we have several activities, of course, to highlight this wonderful holiday week coming up.
We are all blessed, and in order to share our blessings with other people, Unity has 2 holiday giving opportunities to help our less fortunate neighbors. Yeah. First, you can help provide food for families served by the Monument Crisis Center. Today is the last day to turn in contributions. You can pick up a flyer on the patio to find out what is needed. Second, you may provide their teddy bears everywhere. Infuse them with love, please. You may provide a comforting teddy bear for a child in foster care. Purchase one or two that are left, teddy bears in Unity's bookstore, and bring it to the sanctuary. They will soak up the love through next Sunday and then be delivered to the children.
All right. And would you like to spread holiday cheer through caroling? Join us on Tuesday, December the 20th at 6 o'clock as we sing holiday carols to the residents of Kensington Retirement Center, right up the street here. This is a heartwarming evening of song and joy for all.
It is in community that we heal our pain, hurts, and suffering. Come together in Unity's sanctuary on the winter solstice, December 21st, to experience Heart Math Cut-Through process, a proven method of using the power of our hearts and our collective coherence to restore harmony to our wounded parts.
All right, the 21st, very nice. It's hard to believe that Christmas Eve is just 13 days away. Now, does everybody have their Christmas shopping done except me? Am I the only one?
No.
I've got nothing. Jan says, I've got nothing over here. Slow it down. Join us for a beautiful candlelighting service that features Christmas carols, sacred music, and a creative and metaphysical enactment of the Christmas story on Christmas Eve at 8 o'clock. This will be a joy-filled holy night that you won't want to miss. It's very special that we do here every single year, so looking forward to seeing you then.
Please note, on Christmas morning, we will come together as one family in a single service at 11:30 a.m. You won't want to miss Reverend Kristin's interview with Santa.
Santa's coming?
Hey,
Santa's coming?
That's it. I'm
on it.
I hope you've been good. Including the backstory of his life. Enjoy eggnog and cookies in the bookstore after the service.
All right, well, that sounds like fun. Please see our website full of full listing, registration and login information for all of our events. You can also pick up flyers and register for events in our bookstore and pick up a list of weekly events. There goes the flyer. There was a flyer.
Never let it be said I don't do things dramatically. There you go.
There is a total list of all the holiday happenings on one newsletter, so
there you go.
it's on the patio. I'm sure it's on the website as well, right?
Right.
Thank you very much.
Well, hello, friends. Good morning. Happy Love Day. And no, it's not Valentine's Day yet. It's Advent Love. And we have with us two of our prayer chaplains to help get us started with a reading and a candle lighting, Irene Estrella and Susan Monroe. Come on up.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Pardon me? Sorry.
This is the dance section that you guys worked out.
We didn't get that many.
Take it away, girl.
Thank you.
Up to the microphone.
Okay, I'll start. You're going to start?
Okay, we're doing the Advent reading today for love. This is adapted from A Christmas to Remember by Reverend Elizabeth Longo.
'Tis the season to open our hearts and minds to the energy of love.
Divine love heals and renews our spirit. When we feel lonely and unloved, we can deliberately immerse ourselves in this healing energy. It is unconditional and ever present.
Love can be distorted and twisted when it is hijacked by personality. We might believe that someone or something is responsible for our happiness. Or we may create stories we'll be loved someday, perhaps when we find our soulmate.
Instead, let the power of divine love into your life and experience the miracle of the harmonizing, unifying power of love. Turning on the light of love every day raises your vibration. Create a bonfire of love in your heart and let it shine forth to the world.
Let's remember divine love is the core of our being. Say this together.
Now we light the Advent calendar of love.
Go ahead, Susan.
Let it go to the light. Let it go to the light. Let it go to the light. Let it go to the light.
So I invite you to prepare for a time of meditation, and of course our music and guidance will be followed by some complete silence.
When shepherds walk the silent hill, shadows black as night, they looked up and saw a star of golden light. They searched across the silent hills. It was brighter in one place. And walked to a lonely manger, saw a shining face. Little tiny baby is born. 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 child breathed a wave of peace to all who gathered round. They closed their eyes and said a prayer. What joy we found. Shepherds walked back into the night. Their hearts were filled with love from this tiny baby sent from above. Little tiny baby is born. 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 Little tiny baby is born.
Let's allow that music to continue to stir in our beings. A call of the trumpets, a call of divine love to awaken in all of us. The gentleness, the miracle of life. Back to our innocent selves, the freshness of beginning again. Born in love, created by love, sourced by love, regenerated anew. Every cell of our being stirred. Coming together with the other parts and pieces of the whole of love, the whole spirit, the Holy Spirit of love. All this in a song, all this in some silence together. All this happening inside of us, around us, in our world. Only we become still enough so that we may listen and feel and know that the abundance of love never stops flowing. That the creation and the recreation and the co-creation of love is only curbed in its abundant experience by limited thought, by fear. So let's drop our defenses. Let's become like Mary, open, receptive, allowing, willing. Let's be the vast space in which love can be birthed through the world, through us. With every breath we take here, we create a bigger space, a larger manger to receive. Christed love, anointed love, the love that knows no bounds. Nothing to do but breathe and create space with every breath so that the love may flow freely and abundantly. Let's open ourselves in this way, in the silence. In this wide open heart space you have created, little tiny baby that begins to grow in the light is you. Precious and innocent, new life, the very best of you. Growing and expanding with every breath. The very presence of love. We breathe it in and hold it dear. Behold the essence of ourselves, full of promise and newness. Feel the love in that connection. This divine self that is rebirth through you. It is hope for the world and faith. It is peace and above all love. This is you. Welcome. And so it is.
Little tiny baby is born. 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 Deo Gloria, 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 in excelsis Deo Gloria, in excelsis Deo Gloria. Excelsis Deo Gloria, in excelsis Deo Gloria, in excelsis Deo Gloria, in excelsis Deo Gloria, in excelsis Gloria.
Good job.
Never sang that song, Narayan and Janet style. That's fun. So how many of you are beach and ocean lovers? Oh my gosh, the whole room raises its hand nearly. What's that? Too much sand. Oh, okay. So as a spiritually attuned beings and as ocean lovers for many of us, not all of us, you may relate as I do, that when I'm at the beach, I feel like it is the closest to the outer, the surrounding, the allness of God that I can be in. Like getting immersed in it, right? Getting in the water, or just being on its shore, or just being near. For me, for you, it might be mountains or somewhere else where you feel that kind of thing, but that is the experience for me. So, of course, the closest place on earth is right here within ourselves, right? But I mean that out of that essence of God that is the allness of God that is everywhere present. It is that kind of closeness. And I did want to mention that Peter Weiler's taking some pictures today, and that's for our new website. So if you, as you're leaving, if you decide that, you know, if I'm in a photo, I don't want to be in a photo on the website, just let Mike or I know, and we'll be sure to get your information down and not have you featured. If he gets a really excellent shot of you, we might reach out to you and say, really? Can we include it? No. And all of you online, well, I guess you're off the hook in that regard, but thank you for being with us today. So back to the ocean and the God-goddess and being in it or being close to it and being in that expression. It's whether or not you relate in that way or not, we can all relate to the idea that love itself is like an ocean. The way that love shows up, right? In its movement, in its rhythm, in the peace that it brings, or sometimes in the strength that it brings, the fierceness that it brings. Anybody ever get like knocked over by a wave? Yeah, when we first got here, Brentley's mom was always known to tell us, you know, she's always watching the news, to tell us things to look out for. So, of course, earthquakes, we heard about those before we came, and then we get here, and she says, now, we said, we're walking on the beach. She calls, and we're walking on the beach, and she says, oh, you got to be careful. There's sneaker waves. We're like, oh my gosh, you're making this up. We've never heard of this before. She's like, no, there really are. There's sneaker waves. This couple got hit by one, and you got to watch out. And Brentley says, okay, Mom, we're enjoying our new home. Don't get hit by an icicle. We got to go. So it's that, you know, it's the allness that has provided us, right? The laughter that has provided us. But also the depth of the ocean. You know, the ocean has that divine mystery kind of experience, right? Because often we are not, unless you're a diver, you're not often plumbing the depths of the ocean. And even so, even that can be so far to go. And so much of that sense that we can't always see, but we can still sense and feel, right? We can sense and feel that presence of love, that presence of the divine. We can't always tangibly see it. And so those depths of the love, the depths of love that come up for us and the depths of love that are part of that mystery. And of course, there is this sense of vastness. When you stand on the shore and you look out at the ocean, and it just seems to go on and on and on in every direction and to the horizon, and we know beyond, right? So we can, you know, be in that place of vision, of casting our dreams, of seeing the bigger picture, of knowing that there is a sense of expansive possibility of all that we dream about, especially when we're there gazing on a sunset or a sunrise. There is that sense of hope and light and beauty that comes. So all of that is a part of it. You know, when we first got here, the first place I wanted to go was the ocean. I was like, what's the closest beach? So we took our goddaughter Grace and our dog Chaos to... That's really funny when I say it like that, but I hadn't put that together. You got to have it all, right? So you might as well bring Grace and Chaos wherever you go. We are abundant, affirming people after all. So anyway, we get to the beach, and this happens. I mean, we are all out cold. Like, there's not even a towel underneath me on that dirty beach. And and I'm a light sleeper. So it was just, you know, and look at Grace, totally surrendered, right? We were resting, right, in a big way. And it is part of what happens on the beach is that kind of full surrender, right? I don't know if you've read Anne Morrow Lindbergh's book. It's an oldie, Gifts of the Sea. She wrote it in the 50s. But she explains what happens. She said that she would always pack her bag when she went to the beach, and it'd be all lumpy, full of books and notebooks, things she was going to write, and intentions she had, stories, and things that she was going to get prepared for. And then there that bag would lay. Well, she laid kind of like the picture, right? She says, at first the tired body takes over completely. One falls under the spell, relaxes, stretches out prone. One becomes, in fact, like an element on which one lies, flattened by the sea. I should have brought my glasses. Laid bare and open, empty as the beach, erased by today's tides and all of yesterday's scribblings. So that is what happens. Brenly said she used to always bring books to the beach, and then I'd say, aren't you going to bring a book? And she'd say, no, because I always bring a book and then I take a nap. So divine love like an ocean. It's a place to surrender. One day I was standing on the shore and I was looking out, and I just got kind of into this mesmerized meditation with the sea and I as one, and standing there, my feet were going deeper and deeper into the sand as the shore was coming up and the kelp was coming in and wrapping around me, and I just couldn't move. I was like a tree. And this poem captures that experience. I stand and I stand facing the sea. Glistening foam parted only by the trunks of my being, rankling my ankles, rubber gold draping green. I stand, rooted in sand, facing the sea, and the sea washes over me. It's that feeling of just being christened over and over again, baptized over and over again, right? That experience, that is like love itself. The divine love that lives inside of us, the divine love that made us, that sourced us. It's that kind of constant rhythmic wave that is a part of our lives, that is available to us at all times, that, as Paul said, is the greatest gift of all. It's the greatest gift that we can give and receive. And this time of year when we talk about gifts of giving and receiving, it's the gifts we give that are infused with love, and the gift of love itself that is the greatest of all, the gift that we give ourselves of love. And so all the ways that we can recognize as love itself is like this vastness, this depth, this tangible experience, this beauty, this place to surrender and give over to. That's love. That's our interaction with love. Mary becomes the human demonstration of surrendering to this vast ocean of love. I've said it many times. I feel like Advent is really Mary's story. And she becomes then the love itself. She shows us how. She gives over to Spirit's call. She surrenders to being Jesus' mother, even though she has a sense this is really big and doesn't know exactly what all that means. And she's this young woman who didn't expect all this all of a sudden, didn't expect her whole life to change in such a drastic way all of a sudden. And it could feel burdensome, but Mary knows how. She's practiced, spiritually practiced, at surrender, at giving over, at allowing, of receiving. And so she does that. She knows that this child will never really belong to her, that it will belong to the world. And so there is that immediate kind of surrendering too. You know, this baby comes into the world and you love it and you want to hold it close and you want to protect it and you want it to be yours and you want it to be safe and, you know, all those things that come with fatherhood and motherhood. And yet you can't. Right? Doesn't belong to you. This baby belongs to the divine. This baby belongs to the world. And so it's that walk, right? Those of you who are parents maybe know what I'm talking about. And so it's all of that. When Jesus is only 12 years old, they go from Nazareth to Jerusalem. The family and the community all travels. They all gather for the Passover festival. And they're on their way home on this journey, and Mary suddenly looks around and goes, "Where's Jesus?" And Joseph says, "I don't know." I don't know if he said that really exactly like that, They realize they don't have him, right? And so in the account from Luke, it goes like this. After 3 days of searching, they found him in the temple courts. Imagine what happened in those 3 days in their hearts and minds, right? 12-year-old boy missing. Sitting among teachers, he's there when they find him, and he's listening to the teachers, and he's asking them questions. And everyone who heard him was amazed at his level of understanding and his answers and his questions. And his parents saw him, and they were astonished that this is where he was, just all relaxed and engaged in this conversation while they've been worried for 3 days. And Mary says, "Son, why have you treated us like this?" She said, "Your father and I have been anxiously searching for you." And he says, "Why were you searching for me? Didn't you know I'd be in my father's house?" And on the return to Nazareth, Mary ponders these things in her heart. What is it that my son gets? What is it that he is bringing? What is it? I imagine I'm making these up. What is she pondering? This depth of, and what will I have to do to pray for this kid, not really like a kid. He's already leaving home. I imagine she has these concerns. What will become of him? And as he gets out into his ministry at only 30 years old, he's immediately put on a pedestal for the miracles he performs, and at the same time condemned by the political and religious leaders of his day and the establishment of his day. 2 things that could scare a parent, or anyone for that matter, right? And she has to surrender this child over and over and over again. She has to surrender her heart over and over again. Give over the love. Let it be shared with the world. Trust God. Have faith. Have hope. Have a sense He'll be okay. Whatever this is, it's something bigger than I could possibly ever understand. You ever have these kinds of moments with love in your life, with loved ones in your life? It's like that tearing open your heart, but you can't stop it because you love so big, because that divine love just keeps on flowing and flowing and flowing. Grief is the price we pay for love, and worth it 1,000,000 times over. Aunt Ruth said that in A Boy Called Christmas. So here's Mary in the Pieta, right? The beautiful work of art where she's holding her slain son who has been violently taken and completely surrendered himself to God. And you can see almost the grief on her face and the extreme, the fullness of her love and her openness as she holds him. She must know this truth that Aunt Ruth speaks. Grief is the price we pay for love. And we do it again and again and again 1,000,000 times over, because it's worth the heartbreak. When our heart breaks, it breaks open. That's the point of a heartbreak, that it breaks open. The point isn't the pain. That's a part of the process, but that's not the point. That's not God's intent. That's not the divine intent. The divine intent is, I want to be birthed through you. I want your heart to become the portal, the place through which people can feel me. And you have the opportunity, each of us, we are the children of God, the sons, the daughters, the children of God. Each of us are sourced from that extreme and immense place, like the ocean, and vaster and deeper and bigger. It's a love that we can't possibly fully understand with our human mind, but we can sense it, we can feel it, we can experience. And when we feel that experience of love, whether it's love of God through another, or love of God itself, or love of nature, or love of self, it doesn't matter what the mirror is that we are experiencing the love with. That's all just a part of giving us the processes, right? The means through which we can love. But it's the power of that love that is at once gentle and strong, that can be fierce. That's That's what life is about, isn't it? The greatest of these, when Paul said that, I feel like, yes, yes, yes. There are so many divine qualities that are so wonderful, the ones that we've been walking through in this Advent season, faith and peace, and next week joy, and all the 12 powers that we speak of that are part of our being. All of it is so important, yet when we come down to it, when any of us are asked, describe God in one word, I bet most of us would say, love. Love. And so how well are you loving? How fully are you giving yourself over to love? Kate Wolf sang, give yourself to love if love is what you're after. It used to be my theme song when I wanted a partner. I would sing it over and over again. I had a friend who was also looking for a partner, and he and I would sing it out loud, really loud, and it worked. And it's so much more, right, than the wanting of a partner or the wanting of a child or the wanting of a friend. It's that, and the wanting and the desire is all a part of the human experience of bringing in the love, of attracting the love, of allowing the love. It's all a part of that dance. But it's the potency of the divine love itself, the source from which it comes. And that's here in every one of us, regardless of our outer social experiences and mirrors of love in our lives, which all of that is a rich and important part of our human divine walk. But to remember again and again that the source is here, to go back again and again to the source, so that we don't forget ourselves and keep looking at it out here, what he or she or they are doing or not doing for me, not loving me well enough or the right way or giving as much as I'm giving. And then we just find ourselves going, oh my gosh, let me just stop and let all that I just wrote be written in sand and taken away by the wave of love. Let my judgments be swept away by the wave, the ocean wave of divine love. Let my pettiness be swept away by that. Let my belittling of myself and of others and thinking small and limiting and constricting, let all of that be washed away, and let me stand like I am on the seashore or in the ocean itself of love. And I remember, oh my God, God is the ocean and I am a wave of this ocean. I come from this place. I'm made of this love. I am meant to flow. I am meant to move about the earth in the wave of love. And oh, how much more fulfilling our lives are when we give over in such a way. Yeah, there will be grief. And yet, grief is the price we pay for love 1,000,000 times over. So we give it, right? It's right here, and we receive it here. Your love is free. Your love is deep. Your love is vast. It wells up from the deep places within ourselves. Again, it's that just like the ocean. It's like something, I can sense it, I can feel it. I can't always see it, I can't always explain it or put words on it, but there's that kind of wave of love that comes through us every so often, or just a subtle kind of a rising of love, or just when we rest a bit in meditation together, there, in the midst of the peace, there is a sense of love. Love is here. Love is loving me. Love is loving through me. Love is ultimately loving as me. It's that true and genuine feeling that arises in us when we have regard for someone else, when we have that kind of adoration or feeling or admiration. All of that is a part of this process happening through us, that the divine is knocking on the door of our hearts from within saying, let me out. And when we just even open up a little bit, the flood, like the ocean, comes through, if we're willing. If we're willing, because we're all able. It's natural, it's who we are, it's who we've come here to be, really, lovers of the divine and the essence of that love. God's love from deep within me ever satisfies my soul. That line from that song could not be truer, right? Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. It satisfies our souls over and over again, that deep, deep love that we tap. And the vastness of love, that endless sea, is endless sea of all the different cousins of love, if you will, kindness and forgiveness and compassion and empathy and affection and encouragement and support, and on it goes, right? They're all related to love. They flow with love through us. Once we tap this love, it's not so just personal, right? We maybe growing up, we have that. We love our family. We love, then we love our friends and so on, and so on. It expands. Eventually, we have our own family and our close circle of friends. And that is a great place to practice. That's the place where we master love, is in our practice every day with our everyday loved ones and our teachers who push our buttons, right? Sometimes one in the same. Often, in fact, I would say one in the same, right? That's part of the deal. That's part of the human relationship process, that it helps us to be better at loving, masters of love. Some will say, I love humanity. It's humans that I have a hard time loving. And yet, of course, that's our work. That is our spiritual work. So who do you say you love? How well are you loving those you say you love? Ask yourself that. And then see, what can I do to love better? To be more of this essence? Because you get all the benefits. This isn't just about giving it away. Love has to move through you in order to be felt by another. That means you get all that first wave of love, and then you give it over. You extend it out to the shores, to others, to other bodies, to other beings, to other hearts, to other minds. Loving is a spiritual practice. It can take risks. It can be risk-taking. It can involve vulnerability. It's a constant process of honing our communication skills when we are in the dance of love, whatever the form may be. It's expanding our capacity always, if we're growing with it, if we're allowing it to be better at empathizing, to grow our compassion, our ability to forgive, our ability to be generous. We become more generous givers of our finances, of our service, of our love, and our prosperity in every way, because love prospers us, love heals us. All of that happens as we step in and say yes, and open up and let it flow. Stop gripping so hard, right? Clinging, and just let it be, let it flow. Then we can experience it. As it erases boundaries and old limitations, it taps greater visions for us and heightens our sensitivity to the impact that we have in the world. Love is so expansive that it can help us as we love all, or it can help us love all more fully when we love each more deeply. There's an old story that really brings that idea home that you maybe have heard before, or some version of it. There's a man walking on the seashore with his grandchild, and they're walking right along where the water comes in, just a little ways in, and there was a storm the day before, so there are thousands and thousands of sand dollars. And every few feet or so, the grandfather steps down kneels down and picks up a sand dollar. Actually, I have some sand dollars. And he puts it gently back into the sea. And he keeps doing this, and the grandchild then gets very curious and says, "Grandfather, what are you doing?" And he says, "I'm helping this sand dollar. You see, this sand dollar is," actually, let me just pass this around, and if you want to touch one or you want to keep one, just feel free. So he reaches down and he picks one up and he puts it in the sea, and the boy or the child is saying, "What are you doing?" And he says, "Well, they're living organisms, and if they are left out here on the beach, they're going to dry up and die." And the kid looks like down the shore and sees these thousands and thousands and goes, But Grandpa, there's so many of them. How are you ever going to make a difference? And he says, it makes a difference to this one. Some say the sand dollar actually has significant Christmas symbols on it. So as you're looking at these, as they're being passed around after Carol finishes contemplating which one she wants, you'll see that on one side, there's some say a poinsettia flower, which represents the spirit of community and also goodwill. And on the other side is the Star of Bethlehem. So enjoy that. Here's another one. You can go that way with it. Your love is free like the ocean. To give or to withhold it, to be stingy or generous, it's always a choice. That's the part that is the practice, right? To make the choice of how we will allow love to move through us, how we will allow love to be given or withheld. Who are you withholding love from these days? And who are you giving to it freely? So if you can let yourself both be praised within yourself, if you will, because whatever we praise increases, right? So the ways that you know that you are loving well, to praise and increase and multiply the blessing of that. And also to recognize, where am I holding back? Where am I being a little bit too close with my love, that I'm not sharing it enough? And how could I open up that channel? How could I be more loving there? Where am I withholding maybe from certain person or certain people, certain groups of people perhaps, or whatever that is? See if you can open up that door. Because when we give freely, we receive freely. When we give without strings, without conditions, without all of that the divine love never has, then the limitations, the other pieces, the pain even can be turned over to the peace and the joy that is available to us. Love heals by nature. So let's just give over to it. Let's just surrender. Let's stop trying to hold on, to control, to spare ourselves of difficult feelings. And instead just surrender to it, give over to it, let it go. Just like we talked about last night, last week, the little creatures in the sea or in the river that let go. You know, as we let go, we experience love unhindered. We stop hindering our own experience of love. Let ourselves be engulfed by it, and then we become it. We are the very essence of love and can be that for others, reaching the shores of others. So giving and receiving love like waves of the ocean, that's what we're up to. It will be gentle and strong sometimes. It will be fierce, peaceful, joyful, all those things. As Christmas draws nearer, the angels whisper in your ear, be not afraid. Be not afraid. Be not afraid to be big with your love, to let that big love be known through you and expressed through you. Take risks. Let divine love in fully and completely, and let it out freely and abundantly. Let's affirm this together. I give and receive love like an ocean. So it is.
Thank you, Kristin. We can never be reminded more often, too often, that that's what we need to do. Let love wash over us. Our prayer chaplains are available after the service to provide personal prayer support. If you are a prayer chaplain serving today, please stand. Our prayer chaplains wear the lavender stoles.
Yes, and whether you have a joy or concern in your hearts today, Praying with our prayer chaplains is a powerful opportunity to have your intentions raised up in consciousness. Thank you for your service today, chaplains.
Now let's open our hearts to the practice of giving, another form of love. I invite you to prepare your gifts as we align with the universal law of circulation. As we give, so shall we receive. In truth, there is no lack or limitation. Abundance is our true nature.
For your convenience, there are a variety of ways to give to the community. In addition to checks and cash, of course, you can download the Give app, that's GYVE, or scan the QR code on the back of the yellow card located in the back of each chair. Or, of course, you can set up bill pay through your bank, whichever is easiest. Those of you at home may click on the Donate button on the Watch Live page.
I invite you to take your tithe or offering in your hand and repeat our affirmation with me together. Divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful.
It's the birth of our love, the birth of our soul, the birth of a diamond from a piece of coal. It's an opening heart from a baby's smile. Love and joy wrapped around this child. Once upon a time, on a planet called Earth, the power of love gave us a baby's birth. Shower us with light, be our loving guide. Show us that we got the same love inside. It's the birth of our love, the birth of our soul, the birth of a diamond from a piece of coal. It's an opening heart from a baby's smile. Love and joy wrapped around this child. Well, you know I feel sometimes a little disconnect, like I'm on the track for a great big train wreck. I call upon the love, the power and the grace. That train left the station without leaving a trace. Love one another, that's what he came to say. Fill your heart at night, keep it going all day. Brother, keep the faith. Sister, keep the gratitude. It's a holy child's birth, and it can be yours too. The birth of our soul, the birth of a diamond from a piece of coal. It's an opening heart, a baby smile. Love and joy wrapped around this child. It's the birth of our love, the birth of our soul, the birth of a diamond from a piece of coal. It's an opening heart from a baby smile. Love and joy wrapped around this child. Yeah, yeah. from a piece of coal. It's an opening heart from a baby's smile. Love and joy wrapped around this child. Birth of our love, the birth of our love, birth of our soul, the birth of our soul, the birth of a diamond, birth of a diamond from a piece of coal, from a piece of coal. An opening heart, an opening heart, a baby's smile, a baby's smile. Love and joy wrapped around this child.
Happy
I love
holidays.
you guys. Thank you, Mason.
Surf the love wave.
That would have been a good affirmation. I like it. Should have consulted with you beforehand, Narayan. Oh, thank you, Jerry and Joanne, for serving in this way, being bearers of the gifts. Oh, there's another one. And thank you all for your generous giving, your sharing of your love. Let's know that as we receive this love and give this love, that untold blessings happen through us and as us and in our greater world. Let's bless it together. We give thanks for the ever-increasing, constant flow of absolute good in our lives now. So it is.
Our circle of love.
The circle of love.
We are the circle of light. Come join the circle of love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come join the circle of light. 'Cause the God in me and the God in you are one. Let's do that last line again. I love it. 'Cause the God in me and the God in you are one.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
We lit our candle for love, as you did too. How many of you love cake? Yeah. It's pretty well loved, isn't it? And when you make a cake, what do you put into it? Well, yes. You guys, the kids got that right away too, but usually people would say ingredients. But the most important ingredient is love. Yeah. So I have a piece of angel food cake because we're here. And what we did is we cut the angel food cake and we put it in little pieces, and we all got our own piece. And I'm not very good at cutting cake. So they all look a little different from each other. That's right. But in the end, they're all the same. And that's like us, right? If this angel food cake is made of love and peace and joy and all those wonderful qualities of spirit, we're all little mini pieces of that. And even though our pieces might look a little different, they all taste the same, and they taste like love.
Are you offering one to taste? Wow, it's like communion up here.
So we love you like we love angel food cake. Thank you.
That was delicious. Thank you, and thank you for the lovely share. I do want to say, if any of you want to be a part of our Christmas Eve program, which of course is a family-friendly program, we are looking for a few participants, and we're rehearsing right after the service. So we're looking for an angel, in fact. Anybody feel like an angel today? And we're looking for a wise one, and maybe some others, I'm not sure. So just stick around after service, and you'll find out. All right, so let's bless our children and our teachers, shall we? Together, children, youth, and teachers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you. And now, just whoever you'd like to hold in your heart, maybe some part of the world or a person or a group of people or children in general, let's direct a prayer of protection in the way that we wish to each direct it, knowing that as we speak the I am, we are speaking for all. Together, the light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine. Now our peace song. You gotta stand up.
Here we go. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our citizen, happily all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
You are the faith, the peace, and the love on earth right now. So let your light shine, have fun, and spread joy. Yay, that was great. Christmas tree. Wasn't expecting to eat cake. That was delicious.
Thank you.